Yeah, so 3 years ago, I presented on how to build an app with no code in 30 minutes. I was a lot more confident that day because no code is just really about assembling pieces to achieve what you want. So that day I built a course directory, and essentially it was about taking about 5 different tools and putting them together. So I used a database tool, Airtable, for the back end. I used Softer as a front end as the interfaces. Then we used an automation platform and a few other tools. And at the end of 30 minutes, we actually delivered an app, a working app, which was really exciting. So what's interesting is that 3 years later, with AI, we can do so much more now. But it is more unpredictable. I'm a bit nervous this morning because AI can hallucinate, it can go rogue, it can misinterpret, whereas no code pretty much is assembly. But it is a good chance to reflect on how far we've come, because essentially it was so exciting 3 years ago as a person who can't code, having the ability to actually create apps just by knowing how to assemble the great technology that's out there. So I really want to pay respect to kind of all the work that's gone to this point, even to that point 3 years ago where it was pretty amazing, to now it's even better. So basically now, just by talking human language or prompting, we can build so many amazing things. And it's kind of ubiquitous in society today on what we can do with it. So today I'm going to have a go at building an app. We're going to build something called Fix My Website. So Fix My Website is going to have 3 features. It's going to have a feature which is a bit of fun. It's going to be a roast feature. So we're going to put in a URL and then it will kind of scan the URL, make fun of it, find things wrong with it, make a joke. Then there's going to be a diagnosis feature. So the diagnosis feature is going to be, finding more technical things that are wrong with it and that can be improved on. We're probably not going to build that out fully because there's a lot of work in that. But we're going to just introduce the idea, and I'm going to use that as a chance to show you how to validate your app building. So by that I mean is sometimes you don't want to build out whole features until you know that people want them. So we're going to use that as a chance to how do we know if people even want this feature, and we're going to kind of build a validation trick. And then the last thing, which I promised in the talk, we're going to monetize it. So we're just basically going to show you how to turn that app into something that can collect money. And quite often that's just adding a Stripe payment with a good, call to action. So we're going to have a go at that. And before we do, I've given myself 30 minutes, but before we do, I'm going to spend about 5 minutes or so just introducing you to some of the tools I use in this kind of no-code AI world. Some of them you might be familiar with. And the thing is, it's growing so fast. There's new tools every month. Eddie told me about a great tool only a short moment ago that I'm going to have to go and have a play with. But let's put this down and have a look. Okay, before I do that though, I do want to talk about this. Does anyone know who this guy is? So, Rick Rubin. What's Rick Rubin famous for? Well, that's a facetious take. He's probably one of the most renowned music producers in the world. He's produced things like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Kanye West, Johnny Cash, Metallica. So that's a wide range of different genres. And he's got no musical ability at all. So I thought that's a pretty amazing analogy. Someone no musical ability is somehow achieving great results in the musical world. And then I heard him talking about vibe coding. So no coding is where I was 3 years ago, where the movement was 3 years ago. Vibe coding is kind of what we're calling it now, how to build apps with AI. And I don't know if he was famous for introducing the term, but he gave it the best meaning, and it made a lot of sense to me. He said, vibe coding is like the punk rock of app development, right? So by that, I'm from once upon a time I used to play in bands, so that kind of analogy made a lot of sense to me because punk rock, you only have to kind of know one chord, a bar chord, right? And if you can move that one chord anywhere, you can make probably 1,000 different songs. And it's not really about the technical knowledge. Like I couldn't read or write music or have that technical knowledge, but I knew what I wanted. I knew what music I liked. I could play that one chord, and one chord, there's only 7 notes in music, but there's infinite possibilities about how you put those notes together. So I really like that analogy of music and vibe coding. There's going to be like a dozen different tools here, but it's really up to your imagination on how you put those tools together and what you come up with. So I just embrace that kind of attitude about creativity. It's not about being technically right, it's about using your imagination and seeing what you can come up with. Okay, so this is my vibe stack, I call it. So Prompt Cowboy is a cool tool I've used lately. Basically it's just a tool that you can use to improve your prompts and basically get better output, and then even take that prompt and go back to ChatGPT. So we're going to use that when we build our app in a moment. The AI brains that I use, and I can share this link with everyone later, but feel free to take photos and stuff. The AI brain that I mainly use is just ChatGPT or Claude. Claude actually is really good for specific coding. A lot of the coders like to use it. I just find that OpenAI is the best for APIs, and it just seems like it's the one that keeps progressing the most. Yeah, at times others are better than it, but it's the most progressive, so that's just one I stay with. UI, so these are the tools I use for basically creating my UI. So I would say if you're going to build an app, get your UI right. Don't waste a lot of time and credits telling the AI to build your UI. Kind of try and do that yourself first, and then take it to the AI and say, here's my UI, I want to make an app out of this. So the one I really like, so Whimsical is a very basic level, very quick, no entry, it's like an entry level, no kind of experience required to build UI. Figma, as some of you might know, much more advanced. You can build clickable prototypes. So now I've heard that you can now prompt to get output on Figma. I haven't experimented with it yet. If anyone has, please come talk to me. I'd love to kind of know what you can and can't do, save time of, putting dozens of hours into it, getting to dead ends. But UI Wizard is the one I'd definitely recommend. It's the best I've seen. What I love about UI Wizard that's different from all these other tools is that you can prompt to an output, but it's very rare. I think this is the only tool I've seen that after the prompt, you can go in and change individual elements. That's very rare in this prompts, vibe coding space. And it's one of the problems we're going to have today that I'll show you. So for example, you could say, hey, UI Wizard, I want to build a marketplace for, old skateboards, all right? And then it'll build it up, and then you might say, oh, I don't like how this frame looks, go in there and individually change it. Now with AI, that's been a problem because you'll see later, actually, we'll see later, you'll see. So definitely recommend checking that. Vibe Coding Stack. So this is basically the main platform where you prompt to app and it's got everything connected in one space. Whereas before with the no-code world, I had to bring all those pieces together. The Vibe Coding platform has those pieces for you, mostly. So Lovable is probably the entry-level one. It's very templatey. So you just basically get in there, go. If it's like a marketplace or a directory or something that's well-known, there's probably a template for it in Lovable. Bolt's the one we're going to be using today. I find that's probably the best for UI, entry-level, kind of risk to reward, speed, reward for effort kind of thing. Replit, I think you can do more, but there's more things that can go wrong. You probably need to know a little bit more to get the most out of that. And then Eddie told me this morning his favorite is Base 44. So tell us why.
Good morning, everyone. I like Base 44 only because it actually gave me the output that I wanted with minimal prompting. Granted, I did use OpenAI to tell me the perfect prompt for Base 44, and it literally gave me 90% of what I wanted, and the rest is just fine-tuning. It is my current favorite. It's not something that I say you must use it, but try it. All right, over to you.
Okay, I'll just finish up last couple tools, and then we're going to get going. So these tools, I wouldn't say are entry level. They're more for existing developers or somebody who actually has some developing nous. Windsurf and Cursor. So essentially they're not vibe tools, they're actually coding assistants. So they will write the code for you, but then you actually have to know how to deploy the code. So apps, DevOps and deployment, that's my least favorite thing in building apps. So I just stay away from that. I use great people at TechOn to do all that for me. I don't want anything to do with that. So that's not my zone, but you need to know about it if you want to progress. And the other thing I'd say is that just because AI and vibe coding exists, don't get seduced by doing everything with it. There's so many great tools out there that do their specific thing so well. So take advantage of that. My favorite tool in the world is Jotform. You can do everything. You can build an online marketplace, a retail e-commerce site. You can build AI chatbots. It can build forms. It can build dynamic documents. It can build everything, at a very good level. If you want something really basic, most people use Typeform for forms. I'd say bypass that and you start learning Jotform because you can use so much more. So we might even have a go at putting Jotform into our app today. Then you have to kind of know at least something about automation platforms. So some people know Zapier is an entry level. Very basic, very expensive. Don't like it too much, but it's better than nothing. Make is very good. It's basically a fraction of the cost of Zapier. It can do so many more things, but you have to actually put the time into learning it. I outsource that as well. I can know a little bit, and I know enough to be able to give good instruction to somebody, but then they do it for me. These are the two kind of AI automation platforms. One is Gumloop, pretty amazing. It's kind of like the Zapier version of automations for AI. This is where it's at though. If you want to be a real player in the game, N8N. That's basically what all the pros are using. And if you get good at N8N, essentially you can build all kind of apps without even needing a platform like Bolt or Lovable or anything like that. But it comes with a learning curve. Last before we're getting chewing into my 30 minutes, I'll be quick. So essentially, two more things. So monetizing is pretty much Stripe. Forget PayPal. It's pretty much Stripe. You just hook up your Stripe, collect a payment. That's how you monetize most things these days. I'm actually probably going to use TidyCal, which is kind of like a Calendly equivalent, a rip-off of Calendly. And basically, so people can actually kind of use that to book an appointment and pay to book the appointment. And then lastly, a lot of tools that just come in handy when you're building apps is a communication tool. So Twilio for SMS and SendGrid for email. It just kind of has that function all built into it. So I probably won't take questions now because I'm going to get straight into building the website. And then we'll see how we go. Like I said, I'm a bit nervous because I have built this. I built it in a couple hours. But most of the time, once you've built something and you know the path, the path is easier once the path is known. But we'll see how we go today, live in 30 minutes. So like I said, we're going to start with a prompt with Prompt Cowboy, just a basic prompt. We're going to get that Prompt Cowboy to pimp up our prompt. Then we're going to use that to go to Vibe Bolt to kind of start the build. So I want to create an app called Fix My Website with Bolt. It will have 3 features. Roast, a satirical take on the entered website, a diagnosis, a technical analysis of site speed and other features, and then we're going to have Fix, which is an appointment booking with a consultant to make fixes to the website.
Good typo there. Fix facts. Just at the start of the line. On the left. Facts.
Facts? Oh. Okay, cool. I probably need to put, there will be an input. There will be URL input for the client's website. Okay. We could probably do better. It's amazing how much your brain seizes up when everyone's looking at you, but but that's what we're going to use, okay? So it's pretty basic. We could do a lot better than that, but let's just see how well Prompt Cowboy pimps this up for us. So we'll ask you a few more things. Okay, do you have any examples of website roast, technical analysis, or booking systems you'd like to emulate for reference? No, but we like the look and feel of Notion for customer experience. Experience. What is your target audience? I don't know who else our target audience is startup hustlers, small business owners. What technical metrics matter? Usability, speed, clarity. Okay, so let's add that, improve the prompt. So you don't need Prompt Cowboy for this. If you kind of know how to write good prompts, you can just keep using it with ChatGPT. What I find though, when I'm improving prompts, jump between different engines. Use Grok on X or use Claude, because they each kind of program different and they bring something different. And I find that when I say, I use this prompt on Claude, help me improve it, they almost become a bit competitive with each other. And you can keep refining the prompt and it gets better and better because I guess there's different inputs. Okay, so we're probably not have time to read this whole thing. We're just going to have to trust it. All right, so which is a bit risky.
Send it.
Send it.
Full send.
Ship it. All right, we're copying this. All right, we'll see how we go. If this all goes pear-shaped, I did build one earlier. You know, here's one I built beforehand. So we'll see how close we get to the one I built beforehand. All right, we're going to Bolt. Actually, before we go to Bolt, let's just see what ChatGPT says. And ChatGPT knows I've been working on this because I used it for some other things. I'll be like, all right, I'm at Morning Startup. They probably know what that is. Up and need your help. Here is my prompt for live building. Fix my website with bolts. Can you assess the prompt? Okay, how are we going for time? 24 minutes, all right. We've not got to Bolt yet, but I think preparation is the key. A good prompt. A lot of vibe coders really pride themselves in doing what's called one-shotting. Have you heard of one-shotting? One-shotting is just getting the prompt so good that you put it in and it's done. I've not done that yet, but
80%.
bit nice restaurant menu. Okay, what's solid? Okay. So I probably would take ChatGPT's basically prompt over prompt cowboy, but the thing is, you can see how it's sped the process up for us. Can we use that? Okay, yeah. Paste this. Again, I should be reading all this so I know what I'm actually telling it to do. We just don't have to. We don't have time, but ChatGPT knows what we're working on, so we'll see how close this gets. Do we put the data contracts? Oh no, we got to make a decision here. I think this looks like it's gone more technical than what we've done in the past, so this could be a mistake. But we'll
Forget it.
So we'll go with it. If it goes bad, straight up, we'll have to abandon. Okay, so take out, I guess. We don't want the coaching tips.
Maybe today's a one-shot day.
I'm not getting that feeling. I'm not getting.
Not this guy.
This is like the negative shots today. I don't even. Where will fix my name from here? Roll from roll.
Yeah, basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have done work on like great structures for prompts that I can talk about another time, but let's put this in. Fingers crossed. So there'll probably be a lot of wait timing here. So what can I talk about while this is happening? Straight away.
No.
Let's Stream Connect. Retry.
What didn't error out straight away? Should be good.
Yeah, so normally obviously with the first prompt, there's going to be a lot of processing time while it kind of gets its head around. And I would say probably we gave it, I'm going to try one more time. I don't know if that's a technical issue or it's just too much. If it fails again, we'll go back to the prompt cowboy prompt. If that fails, we're going to go really lo-fi to something really simple. If that fails, I'll just show you what I built last time. So like I said, I love Bolt because I think it's the quickest to get the UIs you want, and it can play nicely with other tools pretty well. Other tools being obviously AI brains and automation stacks and the built-in database. Okay, we're thinking now, so that's good. But I guess the biggest criticism I have for all these tools is you still can't go in and change the individual elements. So what you can do in here, you can highlight. Sorry, Scott. You can highlight individual elements and point to what you want to change, but you can't actually change it yourself. You still have to prompt for it to do what you want, and it is a real frustration. And I don't want to sound like I don't know. Ungrateful, because like I said, I really appreciate how much work that's gone into just the progress of technology that allows people like me and you who are non-technical people to build apps. But that is the thing that's kind of stopping it just from going to the next level, being able to change the individual elements. So if you can prompt, get something, then go and change the individual elements, I think that would just be a huge, massive leap in creativity and people building stuff. Okay, this is looking good. It's installing stuff. Okay, we'll give it a couple more minutes. I wonder if I could, we might actually do something fun while that's loading. We're going to have a go at building a mascot. Okay, so it'll probably give us the technical UI, but we want to bring something interesting to our website. Now let's build or create mascot as the hero image for the site. It should be a wizard like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, in the style of Jellycat. Anyone know what Jellycats are? Those little toys. That's a pretty weak prompt, but we don't have much time, so we'll see how we go. I found I started doing these prompts and saying this like this, and sometimes it says, we can't do that because of copyright. But if you can't, there's always ways around that. I think if you kind of give 1 or 2 prompts that are like things, copyright will shut you down. If you give 3 to 5 prompts and be a bit more vague and around the roundabout way, it will kind of let you do it. And it reminds me of that line. I don't know who said the line, but they said, I think Picasso said this. He says, if you steal from one person, you're a thief. If you steal from 20, you're an artist. So we're harnessing Picasso today. Are we a thief or are we an artist? Now, it's probably teasing us because it normally does this and then it goes, sorry, copyright, won't let you do it. Let's go back to Bolt and see what's happening. Okay, still doing stuff. Roast panel, booking panel. Oh, that makes me nervous because we're going to bring our own booking panel. We don't need it to build anything. And that's probably where we rushed the prompt a bit. We probably put too much in and it's building too much. We probably should have limited the prompt just to a few things, and then we can go and bring the booking system in after that ourselves. How we going? We're 18 minutes in. Who knows?
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. If it's a good first prompt, we're gonna be going good. If not, we're gonna struggle. So how are we going with our mascot? We're getting something. Okay.
Oh, it's like the old dial-up days.
Yeah. Okay, this is good. I already can kind of get the Jellycat vibes. So what I think the thing that's progressed really well with startup, AI over the last couple of years is image and video creation. So even like probably 5-6 months ago, I remember creating images on AI. I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. So we'll use him. Let's quickly go back to Bolt and see where we're at. So image creation has come so far, like that's pretty amazing in a couple of minutes, right? I mean, if you even go back a year or two, you remember all those images of like people shaking hands and there's like 3 hands shaking each other and everyone's like, oh, AI's got no chance. Look how far we've come in like a year. Even like 6 months ago, I used to create images and then there might not be something you like about the image and we'll say, let's change Gandalf to purple, right? Keep everything else the same, but change Gandalf to purple, and it will make Gandalf purple. But then it will have him holding a cricket bat, or like, or change his beard to like plaited. And it's like, no, keep everything the same, change him to purple. Like, it wouldn't actually do that instruction. That has improved so much, but it's still a bit of an issue, and that's why I kind of like, if you can actually go in and change individual elements, that's where the step up will go. Here we go. Yeah, we got something. All right, cool. It's lacking a bit of design finesse. So the one I've made earlier, I'll show you all the things we do. But now we've got Gandalf, let's actually put him in. So let's download there. Okay, and back to Bolt. And so letting us put it there. Okay, add this mascot as the hero image underneath the title. I mean, let's just say that, right? Like sometimes I still can't quite understand like how specific do you be with the instruction or how much do you kind of let it interpret things, because I've had wins both ways. Sometimes when we're very specific, great. Sometimes when we're a bit vague, it actually brings something new to the table. Here, let's just see what it does. I mean, you can't go too wrong from that, right? That's a pretty easy instruction, but we'll see.
Underneath what? See what it does.
And this is the thing, like it takes this stuff, you just want to be able to go in there, add it directly, drag and drop, like because every prompt you give it, that's using credit up brain power in the background. I don't want to be wasting my prompts on stuff I've done elsewhere. I just want to drag and drop into here. So yeah, but where is it?
It's underneath.
Probably an attachment underneath the footer.
So I didn't expect that, right? So you're still getting things like that happening, right? I can see this image, but I cannot read or display files that are not show a project. It might be something to do with we haven't hooked up our database properly yet. Yeah, we told it where we want it to go. I'm not going to waste time on that because we could easily blow 10 minutes trying to fix that feature, right? So let's actually go in and check our features. Now, this is not going to work because we haven't actually hooked it up to our brain yet. So if I put in like my website, one of my side hustles, let's actually just see what happens. So it'll probably hallucinate and just give something, but we can easily prove or disprove if it's right.
Spicy.
So, I mean, that's funny, but like, that's not the website. Okay, so let's actually put some time into fixing this. Okay, let's connect you to my OpenAI API so you can actually crawl the URL and give specific instructions. So I rushed that, but it should tell you the steps. I kind of know the steps, but let's just say, okay, install dependencies. So where is OpenAI? That was the other wizard I made, by the way. So I gave it a different prompt. and it kind of more on brand when you see the final picture. Platform. It's fine. Like OpenAI is like really hard to find things. Like it's been like so long trying to find where the keys are. Yeah. I'll go back to Bolt, see what it's saying. So basically, when you're kind of using AI or a brain with an app, you have to kind of hook it up to the API. So it's not ChatGPT, it's actually the OpenAI engine, and it's a paid account. So you actually have to hook up your credit card so they can use payments and use it as a brain. And then essentially you go in, you find the API key. It's the hardest thing to find and the most useful thing that everyone's going for. So that's really bad UX. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take this secret key and we're going to hook it up to Bolt. We're going to put it in our database with Supabase. So it'll end up being somewhere like here. Just there's a chance that this fails, so I still want to show you the steps. How much time we got? We're only down to 11 minutes, so we'll see how we go. So back to Supabase. So fix my website, the one I prepared earlier. You go into Edge Functions, and essentially you're just putting it in here. So it's weird that it make you put it into the database. I don't know why we can't just paste it into Bolt, but that's what they make you do. And essentially Bolt's reading everything from the Supabase. Too technical, but that's what you need to do. You can watch it back on video if you forget those steps. Okay, let's see what it said here. Open your API key, create API key, okay. The app will, perfect, I've been created. Okay, add your API key, great. So it's normally, it tells me to put it into Supabase, so.
Oh, once you create an ENV file, can you go to the code?
Yeah. What do you think I should do, Scott?
Can you go to the code section and look for the ENV file?
Yeah.
Is there a file at the root that says .env? Oh.
Well.
Scott's demonstrating you can't get rid of code, it's just you.
Yeah. So the one thing I'll also say as well, like it's great, it's great that we can all be no coders and vibe coders, but the thing is engineers are always going to do better because they just think differently. They basically got all this education on how to think about app creation and engineer for perfection. So just having somebody like Scott on hand to tell me know exactly where I need to go to put the thing, I couldn't have done that. But yeah,
Wait a second, is it saying it already created an ENV file?
Okay, so we'll have a go at just dropping in the okay, I might have to take this off for a sec so I can go. I don't want you all to see my
Password my
secret key. Okay, so I think this will be the last prompt we do. If it works, great, succeeded. If not, we'll probably stop and use the last 5 minutes just to show you the actual app I built with a bit more time. So you can kind of start to see how these prompts give the output we're looking for with a bit more time. Okay, so let's actually have a look. We'll go back to preview. Let's put in buyer up as well, buyerup.com. Actually, let's put in my other website, 5Y Growth Studio. I actually left in some errors on this web page to see if it spotted the errors. So I left spelling mistakes. I kind of went really camp with and over the top with a lot of descriptions, give it a lot of things to make fun of. All right. Oh, that's diagnosis. We want the roast. Okay. Come on. All right. Is this real? It's not really giving us anything specific. Okay. I think at this point with 5 minutes to go, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say failed the mission. I don't think I can fix this within 5 minutes. I'd rather spend 5 minutes going to the actual one I built earlier and showing you like how these elements come together, if that's okay with everyone. Maybe we could fix it in 5 minutes, but I think there's more learnings to be had by showing you all the other things within the website. So we're going to go to, here's one I prepared earlier, and we're going to have some fun with that one. So that's this one. So you can see with a bit of design finesse how once you kind of get it working, you can put more time into getting, oh, please don't fail me now. Uh-oh. I tried to host it to my own website last night. Okay, so this all should work. So this is our website, our app, our web app, Fix My Website. So when I had more time, you can do cool things like, you know, just good design elements, the old dark mode. You can kind of put some consistency with brand, you know, highlight, all this kind of stuff. So let's check the features then. First feature, the most important one. Actually, let's go back to 5Y. Now, I think I changed the model from OpenAI Model 5 to Model 3.5 to be faster and more affordable. So the roast won't be as exciting. So if we get time, we can change the model back and make the roast more exciting. But just to get the point across, let's see, hopefully it still works. You know, with more time, you kind of get the design more on brand, so the colors match. You can kind of put animations. Okay, so this looks right. It's got the website. So it's got the hero message, right? So let's actually look at my website and so we know what the source is that we're making fun of. So this is my website for my consulting business. I just kind of went over the top. We do everything kind of vibe. Gave it lots of things to make fun of. There's an error on a button somewhere. I can't remember where I put it, but you kind of scale smarter with 2 S's. Let's see if it picked that up. Back to Fix My Website. So business growth solutions powered by AI. Well, yes, that's what. So it's reading something real, right? So that's cool. So it's got some technical things like server fetch, page size, images. Images is not right because there's more than one image, so that needs to be a bug that needs to be fixed. Call to action, what's it saying here? So many call to actions, it's like a buffet without a menu. All right, thank you. So that, which is true, because if you notice here, I've got different call to actions, you know, all the way through with different names. Book a Zoom consult, well, actually that's the same. Scale smarter, all that kind of stuff. So it is kind of picking things up. Social proof not found, not quite right, because I thought I had some social proof here. That's social proof, right? So there's always things you've got to go back and debug. That's like any app building. Bonus observations, final verdict, 5Y Growth Studio, where buzzwords collide and clarity hides. So not bad, but I think if we pimped up, we went to the top AI brain at version 5, I think that would be a bit more creative with the roasts. But you can start to see it works, right? And then it's just about like how good you can get it to be. If you put a lot more thought into how you want to structure the roast, you know, you could do that even more. But the whole idea behind this was just to show you, like, that's like your engagement piece, right? Give something away for free, get people doing it, then they can actually share it with somebody, you know, and you can get that viral effect. But then if you want to actually make money from it, then the whole idea is you actually want to do some improvements like a diagnosis. So the diagnosis I put here, like that could be a whole bunch of work to actually build the diagnosis on technically how to improve speed, images, load power, SEO, all that stuff, right? I didn't want to build all that stuff, and I also think, why build anything until people want it? So the whole point here is like a really good test is like, how can you validate if people want a feature? And this is a good validation test, right? So you kind of say, well, yeah, we can build you all this, but it costs $59 for the full analysis. Just put your email address here, right? And if people do that, then you know the demand is there. Then you go away and you build it. If you wanted to be even more specific, you could actually kind of have a fake payment, right? And then as I put it all in there and say, hey, thanks, we're not charging your credit card yet. We're still perfecting this feature before we go back and build it. So there are actually different versions of that test. And I see some people nodding. And I know the people nodding have been through pain like me, where we spend a whole bunch of time building these features that nobody wants. So be smart, find ways you can validate the feature before you build it. And this is a great thing about vibe coding, you can do something like that. Then I promised a way to monetize, right? So even then, the monetize is very simple. Basically, it's just going to take us to a link where we can book a session, right? So let's just say a user was actually doing this. They roast their website, the diagnosis happens, then they go, oh, cool, I want to fix this. Then they can come and book a session with me. They book a session. So they put their name, credit card details, book the event, pay. So that's basically gone from an idea to something live to taking money with Vibe Code in very little time. We couldn't do it in 30 minutes today, but with a bit of time and extra effort, that's what's possible. So that's pretty much, I think, Scott, I reckon.
Ooh, yeah, good job.